Today, we're going to be taking a look at your questions on how to grow on YouTube and how to become more efficient so that you can grow a larger audience on YouTube. Hey everyone, what is up? My name is Tim Rose, and on this channel, my goal is always to hit my mark and to help you hit your mark on YouTube as well. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications right now. Okay, so we actually have some really fun questions today from you guys, and I'm really excited because this is going to give you a little bit more of an insight into me as a content creator and my channel, kind of where my ideas come from and how I operate. So we're going to jump straight into the first question here, and this comes from my good friend Cody, who his channel was called Cody Makes Vids, but Cody has now changed to 123ydoc123. And you'll have to ask Cody why he switched to that. Cody, if you could leave a comment below and explain that to people, that'd be awesome. I'm sure they'd like to know kind of your reasoning behind that, my friend. So Cody asks, are there any video games that I like to play? I'm pretty sure you play Minecraft. So it's funny, Cody, because I grew up as a gamer. So for those of you who don't know, I am 40 years old. So I hail from the 80s, you know, I was born in 1980. So I started playing, basically playing games when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I started with a Commodore 64, and then in 1985, my parents bought us our Nintendo. And in 1990, I bought a Super NES. And in, 95, I think it was, I bought the N64, and, you do the math. I was always a huge Nintendo nerd and a huge gamer growing up. So those things were, for me, such a huge part of my childhood and growing up. And to this day, I still do like to play games. I did play Minecraft for a number of years. I actually had some friends I played with on our own server for a while. For me, I kind of didn't outgrow it because I still love Minecraft. I just got so busy with so many things, and I have a family and I have a young son. And it would be really fun at some point when he's older to actually fire up Minecraft again and I could play with him. It would be actually really fun because my favorite kind of games are games where I get to actually build and craft and explore. So I really like survival stuff. And Minecraft isn't really like a difficult survival game. Some games are, but for me, and yes, the pickaxe behind me, I'm sure gave it away. Plus I had the creeper for a while. I have him kind of out of the scene right now because I just decided it made my background look too busy with too much stuff going on. But and my son now loves creepers. He loves watching videos of the creepers exploding, so I got him interested in that at least. But there are other games I do like to play as well. I play a lot on Steam. If any of you out there are watching and you have a Steam profile and you are interested in multiplayer games and things, I'm always down for people adding me to their list and scheduling a time where we can hang out and play a game together. So if you want to add me, drop a comment below, or I'll leave it in the description, my handle on Steam, and it'd be great to have more people to play with and interact with. And yeah, so the biggest games I've been playing lately, I've been playing a little bit of Fallout 4. I've been playing 7 Days to Die because I really do like kind of the apocalyptic theme games and novels and graphic novels and stuff like that. So that's stuff that I enjoy. Yeah, if you guys want to join me on Steam, that'd be awesome. Other games I'm thinking about playing, well, I have a lot of games on Steam, but it just comes down to time, Cody. So sometimes I don't have really a lot of time to do that stuff. So I do sometimes go for a while without playing, but when I do get a chance, I do enjoy, those are the types of games I like the most. Love to know what types of games, if any of you guys play, or videos you watch on YouTube, or gaming channels you like. Drop your comments below and let me know what types of games you guys like. Next question comes from my old pal Soulsy. used to go by Pure. And Souls asks, what are some tips for gaming videos without talking in them? So that's a great question, Souls. And I've seen this on a number of gaming channels where they don't talk. They tend to just have, gameplay or things like that. You have to remember that, one of the big things is that people are coming to watch gaming videos because they do love the interaction. They do love the commentary. So the most successful gaming channels I've seen are the ones with people who have an amazing personality. I came across one the other day just looking for Minecraft videos, actually. And I came across this guy, and off the top of my head, I can't remember his name, but I remember I'd never seen him. I remember watching his video and I was like, this guy is absolutely hysterical. And just his reactions were so funny. His voice was perfect. Like his reaction, his high pitched squeals and squeaks, and it just was like, it was so funny. And my son was watching with me for a minute, and I said to him, this is the type of channel you need to make as a gamer if you want to do really well. And I thought, well, let me see how he's doing. 13.5 million subscribers. And I was like, I just looked at it. It didn't shock me. I was like, you know what? I can see exactly why, because this guy is brilliant at what he's doing. So for people who maybe don't have as good of a computer or audio, and they're maybe a little embarrassed about that, I get it. I understand that, or maybe you're shy, maybe you have a hard time talking on camera or coming up with things to say or things that make people laugh or keep them interested. What I would suggest is, if you truly don't want to do that, if you truly don't ever intend to talk in any of your videos, you've got to make them visually very appealing. You've got to make the scenes dramatic. I've seen gaming channels where maybe the person doesn't appear on camera, but maybe they just use their voice to narrate and tell a story between characters in the game, and they're cutting and splicing scenes together. You could create a montage or a collage or, a story, or maybe you take like scenes from a game that are like, you're putting together scenes from the game on all parts of the game, and you use like a song that brings kind of all the sadness and elements together. You make it emotional, and that could really attract people too. Now you have to be careful if you're using songs, because you can't use copyrighted songs to do that stuff. You will incur the wrath of YouTube or copyright police or whatever, right? So you're not going to go take like, a super mega popular song and put it to your montage, because you'll end up getting yourself probably a strike if you do that. You have to be careful. So the nice thing is there's tons of free music out there. There's so many channels you can use. There's so many websites you can use. I use music from several of my subscribers that, I've gone and asked them, can I use your music? And they've said, yeah, no problem, use whatever you want. But I always make sure I put a link in the description to their channel, and then to say thanks and let people know, hey, I got this from this person. So you're giving the credit to them, right? And I do my best at those times to promote those people and say thank you and let people know, hey, go check out their channel. So, I do that with my friend Matt from Healing Melodies. Matt is an amazing guy. And Flo, his channel is awesome as well. And calm, relaxing music. Stephanie has told me go ahead and use music from there. So, you can find lots, and the YouTube library, the audio library, has lots of great songs in it as well. I think there's a lot of untapped songs in there that, people don't use. So, you can come up with ways to really like create an interesting style of channel if you don't intend. Now, if you want to just do gameplay, the only disadvantage with that, my friend, is if you're just doing gameplay and there's literally just you playing the game, no commentary, nothing, people will get very bored because they don't really know what you're doing, where you're going. There's no interaction. They feel like they're just literally sitting there watching a game, and not a lot of people want to do that. Most people want it to be entertained with something, or at least you're explaining why you're doing this or what tips you're going to show them. So if you're not going to do that, it can make it pretty challenging to grow a channel like that. Not that you couldn't, but your channel may not ever really get that big. You kind of have to really inject your personality into it. So I would suggest maybe search for popular channels that don't use, Google it and say popular gaming channels that don't use a voice or don't appear on screen with a voice, and see what, if there are, and if there are several that have done really well, look at them and go, well, what are they doing? Okay, they're doing this and this and this. Can I do that and that and that? And if you can, then maybe you can follow a formula to build a successful channel. But if you don't really seem to find anything or come across anything, I'd say probably it's a good indicator that you should try and incorporate some different elements into your channel that will help you grow. The great layout, but also injecting your personality. And if you don't find that you can really inject that kind of high energy into the video, but you don't mind saying, you have a good sense of humor and you don't mind just saying some lines, you can record your audio and tell a story with games and just say ridiculous and funny things. You can just talk in your normal voice. You don't even have to be crazy. You can use, a lot of people love things like, sarcasm and wit. So you can create some funny scenes where, even you're just saying things that are, ironic and sarcastic, and people usually love that sort of stuff. So great question, my friend. Next question comes from, I love your channel name, man, Brian, the Asian Hero. And I can't even tell you, Brian, when I saw your channel name, I was like, I should have named myself Tim the Canadian Hero. So I'm actually, Brian's question says, hey Timmy, which country am I from? So I'm actually from Canada. I live on the East Coast in Prince Edward Island, Canada. And like I say, Brian, your channel name is awesome, man. And I really was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I was Timmy the Canadian Hero? So thanks for your question, man. I really appreciate it. It made me laugh. And your channel name is awesome. And the next comment really is not a question, but I gotta give a special shout out to a good friend of mine. His name is Tyler from Teach Me Golding. And Tyler is an awesome guy. And if you haven't watched the video that I did with him, the collab I did with him, I'm gonna link it up on an info card right here, right now for you. And I'm gonna put a link at the end of the channel, or at the end of the video as well. And Tyler is such a cool guy. He is a very funny guy, super talented content creator. And Tyler, the reason I'm mentioning this, I'm showing his comment on the screen right now, is because he came up with a nickname for me, and my nickname from him is Tim Tam Slam. And the first time he called me that, I laughed so hard because, growing up in the 80s and 90s, and my name was Tim, and my last name is Rose, so there were so many nicknames that I had over the years. And I remember, like when I was a young kid, it was like, it was Timmy when I was young. And then, when I was in school, people came up with nicknames for me that at the time kind of bothered me, but now like I love them so much because they were part of who I was at that phase in my life. So, like when I was a kid, when I was like around 10 years old, Timote shampoo was a huge shampoo. So everyone called me Timote for a long time. And then, in the early 90s to mid 90s, when the show Home Improvement was a huge show with Tim Allen, playing Tim the Toolman. Of course, I got tons of Tim the Toolman stuff for years. And I remember like in high school, Al's famous line in the show was always, Tim would say something and Al would just be like, I don't think so, Tim. And so people used to do that to me all the time, right? And I remember one year, I think it was in like grade 6 or 7, and someone decided that the name Timbalina would be a hilarious name because of Thumbelina. It was a big thing at the time. So that stuck for a couple years. And I worked in a place where someone coined the nickname for me, Timmy Two Shoes, Where that came from, I don't know. And then of course there were all the Tiny Tim jokes and, you know, tons of stuff over the years. And so I had to laugh because this is now my latest nickname, and I actually love this one. For those of you that don't know what a Tim Tam is, a Tim Tam is actually a delicious chocolatey wafer treat, and you use it, you kind of bite the ends off, and you can use it as like a straw to like suck hot chocolate up through it, and then it makes the whole of the inside melt, and it's just this delicious gooey mess. So Tyler called me that one day, Tim Tam Slam, and since then it's stuck. So kudos to my friend Tyler. And again, like, Tyler's such a talented content creator. If you haven't checked out his channel, I'm gonna put a link to him in the description too. He's a super awesome guy and really, really good at YouTube. And you know, he's very good at getting you, his catchphrase is getting you gooder at life. And I love it because he's so funny too. He's got such a great sense of humor. So thanks, Tyler, for giving me an awesome new nickname, my friend. Tim Tam Slam. And the next comment, the next question actually is going to be two questions from my pal CJ, and just fun questions from CJ. And CJ says, Tim, when will Bob return from vacation? And would you do a video where Bob and you engage or criticize each other in a polite but funny way? Great question, CJ. Bob's actually a jerk because A, he went on vacation and didn't invite me, and B, he's just a critical jerk. But really what CJ is referring to is, and I know my friend Jacob from Jacob Games likes to make fun of the Bob thing too. I had a video a while back, a few months back, where I had done kind of a skit between me and Bob, and Bob showed up to show what it's like to act confidently on camera. So it was a video I had done to just help people with confidence on camera. And since then, I've had lots of comments from people asking where Bob is, when is Bob returning, where'd he go, is he coming back? And all I can tell you is Bob's very hard to get a hold of, but he's definitely on the radar to return at some point soon. So yeah, absolutely. I don't know when he's getting back from vacation, CJ. He won't answer my calls or my texts. And I would be more than happy to do a video where Bob and I criticize each other in a very polite but funny way. And I think that would make for some quality, entertaining content. That's something that actually, you know, is really important if you want to also, you know, find another avenue to grow your channel, is the humor aspect in your videos. And that doesn't mean that, like, if you're, you know, doing, you know, like cooking videos or, you know, videos about fixing a car, like, they're not humor videos, but at the same time, like, you can totally interject your humor in. And I have a number of subscribers, I've watched their content and I've seen like, oh wow, that's actually really funny, and they add it, or a look they give the camera or something like that. There's lots of ways you can add humor in and make things funny, even in a non-comedy style video. So comedy humor is a really, really quick path to growth with your YouTube channel. And if you can interject your humor and make people smile and laugh, you will attract a lot more people than if you just kind of sit there like, you know, hello and welcome to my video. Today I'm talking about how to make cake. You take the cup and you put the ingredient in. And people are just like, oh, you know, or they start dozing off to sleep. But if you're like, you know, hey, you know, today we're talking about how to bake a cake, and you go like this and accidentally throw the cup, and your reaction is kind of like, whoa, okay, and then you quickly grab the cup and come back or something and then carry on. That's humorous. People love that stuff because it's human. It's a human connection to something that we all go through, silly, ridiculous situations every day where things happen, and the best thing to do, like, you know, is laugh. Humor is like a good medicine. And, you know, laughing is a good medicine, and it really can help elevate your YouTube game. So awesome questions today. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, watching, and the amazing questions that you ask. If you want to keep growing your YouTube channel and keep on growing and learning how to reach a new audience, how to gain those new subscribers, then watch one of the videos on the end cards now on the screen right now. And, you know, make sure that you keep on applying these tips, make sure you keep on learning, make sure you keep on improving your content and improving your YouTube game. And I want to say thank you so much for joining today, and I will see all of you in the next video.